All right. So thank you everyone for coming. My name is Neil Colley. I'm worldwide go-to-market leader for Amazon Quick Suite. Joining us as well today will be Douglas Berquist, worldwide solution architect. Also Jiraj Bagdi, group manager of engineering. So let's get started. All right. So from an agenda perspective, pretty packed agenda. So I'll cover a quick overview of Amazon Quick Suite, which is an overarching umbrella in which QuickSight falls into now. Doug will then come and deliver an overview and demo on reimagining business intelligence. And then Jiraj will then cover democratizing insights at Intuit, and then we'll come back and recap it off. So there's three forces driving workplace transformation. So with the emergence of AI, you see about a 33% increase in productivity for companies who've adopted AI agents. And by 2028, about 15% of all tasks will be, or business decisions will be delivered by agentic AI as well. And then there's rising pressure. So those who use AI are about 40% more productive, and those who don't, obviously, is not as productive. So there's an ever-growing gap from an AI consumer perspective. For the last 2.5 years, we've all, loved working with applications in our day-to-day life, but that we've lacked that functionality a lot of times at the enterprise. And so, rightfully so, enterprise want to unify and secure things at scale. So you absolutely need that trust. And so this should be very familiar to everyone, right? So obviously, we all have complex analysis from a bottleneck perspective that's slowing down decision making. There's a lot of time wasted switching between apps, and there's about 40 plus hours wasted, based on just routine tasks as well. And that kind of keeps you from a lot of the high value work because you're, switching context between apps, and then you're mining, your CRM tool, your analytics tools, and what have you. And so it just leaves a lot of wasted time. So our vision is a set of agentic teammates that can quickly answer your questions at work and help you turn those answers into actions. And so with Quick Suite, we're going to unify those data sources. You'll be able to take action alongside these agentic teammates, and then you can experience, your company is going to love the AI experience from a Quick Suite perspective. Within Amazon, we have, tens of thousands of users using Quick Suite now, and so they're very delighted with the productivity. So let's unpack some of the capabilities, the framework capabilities within Quick Suite. So obviously you have your chat agents, right, in which you can interact with and share. Research is going to give you that PhD level precision, and obviously those documents will be exportable. And then with QuickSight, you have your dashboards and your visualization. And then want to cover flows as well, because that's going to give you the ability to automate a lot of those routine tasks. And then automate is a fundamental way to shift a lot of that business process overhead that you have in the form of Quick Automate. Now, of course, you've been investing in your governance and data security, whether that's within AWS or other ecosystems. So we're going to follow that. And then with Spaces, you can upload all your enterprise data, whether that's structured or unstructured. Of course, take actions via third parties, in which Doug's going to demo some of that as well. And then, of course, you have that world knowledge via the Bedrock models, as well as web search as part of that. Now, you could save time searching thanks to the Quick Index, right? So Quick Index allows you to interact with a whole range of repositories, whether that's databases, whether that's documents. It could be Google Drive, it could be Salesforce, it could be Jira that you're interacting with. And so the index component is going to allow you to do that. Now, as we cover off, Spaces is a unique way that allows you to kind of create unique knowledge for your teams, right? So this could be very distinct to your department, your division, or even your enterprise. And that's where you can upload your documents. But the key point here is you can focus on agents, on the data that's contained within that space. So you can get supreme productivity out of that. Now, let's talk through this Alex example here. So Alex, for instance, is creating an AI agent called Sales Advisor. And so the key components of this is the competitive information, the past win analysis as part of that sales advisor, and then the product recommendations and also the improvement from some of the recordings that you can upload that the sales advisor is able to give you. Now, the other capability of this, let's say Alex wants to expand to regions. So that's when you can use research as part of that experience to tackle some of the complex tasks related to that. Now, in our experience, like before research, this could take an analyst sometimes a couple weeks to months to gather all of that data. And within a context window now, you can shift that time from minutes. In some cases, depending on how sophisticated it is, it could take a couple hours, but definitely you're gonna be a lot more productive with research. And so as you think about flows, right? So flows allows you to take those repeatable steps that you know, like we typically come in Mondays, we all have to produce certain reports. It could be MBRs, it could be weekly business reviews. This allows you to kind of automate that as well. So flows is a very key component of that. And then as you think about just supremely being able to offer more via the agents, you can reorganize your whole business process management with Automate. And that's gonna just unlock a lot of value for you. And we're experiencing that a lot within Amazon as well as we roll out Automate as well. And then as you think about QuickSight, the ability to perform the data analysis, build dashboards, be able to tackle, the sales end cycles and trends and product differentiation, that's what Doug is gonna do in terms of really talking about how you reimagine BI with Amazon QuickSight via the Quick Suite framework. All right, over to you, Doug.
Perfect, thanks, Neil. So I just want to take a second. I know this may be confusing between Quick Suite and QuickSight. I do want to explain, so QuickSight's been around for a few years now. It's the AWS Business Intelligence Service. With the whole host of agentic capabilities we've added, we've now rebranded as Quick Suite. I'll be diving a little bit deeper into QuickSight today, but just so we're clear, everybody understands the difference. So with Reimagining BI, with the ability to integrate unstructured sources with structured sources, you get fuller information and customers can make better decisions. With a deeper understanding of that data, you'll uncover new opportunities, and then responding faster is easier than ever before with the action connectors that are going to be included in Quick Suite. Over the past 18 months, we've talked to hundreds of customers ranging across a lot of different segments, from financial services, healthcare, retail, manufacturing. Data silos are a problem across all industries. And that's not just within data like structured data sources or unstructured sources, it's getting the full picture across all of those data sources. I think every single day, all of us go from structured data within dashboards to different applications to try to really build a full view on all of that information and then take a decision and do something else, right? So we're bringing that all together within Quick to streamline that process. What we've seen in the market so far is with other business intelligence applications, the agentic capabilities are really kind of bolted on to legacy BI. There's AI visual creation, automated summarization, NLQ. Now we have all that too, but we're taking a radically different approach. So we're focusing more on the AI engine, specifically the capability, the reasoning, and what it's able to handle. So structured data is one component, but it's not really the whole story, as we know, right? We need to look at structured and unstructured data, and that unstructured data can range through a whole host of sources. So we need to connect to all of that, and then once that's connected, the AI engine can understand what's inside all of that and build summarizations for you. So we'll quickly take a look at our architecture here. So in our unstructured sources, we have knowledge bases, document repositories, ad hoc documents that we all have that we may need to upload to the agent. We have business intelligence with our topics and dashboards. And all of that is included in the Quick Index. So as Neil mentioned, the Quick Index is the indexing of all of these sources so that the agent can quickly understand what's encompassed in each of these so that it can pull out insights and understand what those insights are and merge them together to create a full story. So when the agent pulls that information, it's not just a bullet point of this this piece of information came from here, this piece of information came from here. It'll understand how those sources relate to one another to then generate that picture for you. So within QuickSight, we have one unified experience. So the idea is that we have interactive dashboards that people can go in, understand their data, and then take action from them. I'll talk about that in a second. Pixel perfect reports. I've been building dashboards for 20 years. There's always those people who just want PDFs or Excel as they're drinking their coffee every morning. We can handle that too at scale. But the power of that is that data source that's powering those pixel perfect reports is the same data source that's powering the dashboards. It's the same data source that's powering the chat. So you have the same answer no matter which medium you're interacting with across all three of these. And then the conversational data analytics is the ability to dive deeper into this, to blend those sources, to get the full picture, and then again, take action from there. So building dashboards has never been easier. We now have natural language prompting to build visualizations, and we're seeing two benefits from this. So first, analysis that's done by professionals every single day is done faster. They can type in prompt, build visualizations, get dashboards faster out to their users. And then users who may not even know how to use a BI tool are getting value because everybody can type in a prompt to say, show me sales over time. So we're getting a lot of benefit from both groups, and dashboards are being created faster and consumed faster. And then with the introduction of the action connectors to outside applications, users can take the action that they normally would in a third-party application right from the dashboard. So I can click on that button, I can send information from that dashboard out to Jira, out to Salesforce, out to Slack, and do the same thing I normally would, just much more efficiently. And as I mentioned, pixel perfect reports. Now these can be delivered at scale. Because QuickSuite is a serverless service, there's no hardware or compute for you to manage, so I can serve these up to thousands of users really easily. And again, it's using the same data source that all the other mediums are. All right. And then so all of your insights in one place. So with the chat, I can interact with all of my structured data and unstructured data. Once all of those are hooked up, I can use authentication using my own user to those sources so that it's pre-filtered for me and I can build that full analysis. One last thing I did want to mention, we recently released advanced data prep. So prior to now, most data sets were built using SQL, and that prevents a lot of users who actually don't know how to use SQL. So now with this step-by-step approach, users can create complex analysis and start getting value out of the data faster. And then finally, all of this can be embedded into your application. So we're seeing enterprises embed analytics into their internal portals, as well as customers are sharing insights out to their customers. And you can do this in a whole host of ways. So interactive dashboards can be embedded into your application. Your customers don't even need to know that it's QuickSight. You just see these nice dashboards and they can interact with them. You can embed dashboard authoring. So it's called the console experience. So if you want your users to be able to build their own dashboards, you can do that as well. You can drop individual visualizations into the page. So if you want more control over how your application is designed and have visualizations here and there, you can do that. Pixel perfect reports, as I mentioned, and embedded chat agents just got released. So if you have customers that need access to their knowledge bases and structured data, they now have that available. Okay, so I'm gonna go through a quick demo. We're short for time, so I go through this pretty quickly. A lot of this is online if you want to go take a look at this and explore further. And let's jump into it. Okay, so this is a QuickSuite home screen. You can see all of my recent assets here, as well as I have visualizations down below that I can pull in from my dashboards. Maybe I want to look at them every single day. My chat agent here, I have my assistant, but I also have custom chat agents, and I'll talk about that in a second. I can pick and choose the data that the chat agent has available to it. I also can turn on web search if I want to use web sources. I can attach files, and I can create repeatable flows out of that prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a space here. And I'm going to ask a simple question. What are our top selling products? So that agent will understand that question, pull back the data from all the assets that are included in that space, and give me some key insights, and I can always see the source of where it comes from. Let's ask a more complicated question. How are discounts affecting our profit margins? So this will typically take a couple different sources to answer. The agent will understand that question, give me my key findings for critical impact thresholds. It will give me a detailed analysis. I can always see the sources of where these are coming from. You can see it's coming from a PDF in Google Drive. It may add a visualization that's relevant to this conversation. And more importantly, down below, it will give me recommendations on what the actions I should take next. So normally this would take hours for me to do. I can ask a simple question and get it done. If we take a look at our space here, you can see what's encompassed. So I have a Jira connector, I have a knowledge base coming from Google Drive, I have a Slack integration, I have my topic and my dashboard for my structured data. And again, the agent understands all of that and combine it together. So if we go take a look at custom agents here, I'll select my custom agent, we'll ask a more complicated question. So you can see my question is going to be about discount and pricing over different segments, and I want 3 board level insights. So what it's doing here, again, is diving deeper into this data to build the insights I've asked for. It will break it up by segment, like SMB. It will give me some critical discount thresholds that I may need to look at to cut off. And again, finally, at the end here, it will give me more recommendations. And again, it'll drop in visuals as needed. And again, I can always see the sources. So you may have a question where that information has come from. So let's go take a look at how that chat agent is made here. So I'll go down to my custom chat agent. I'll hit edit. And you can see I can add persona information, like your identity, the persona instructions. I can change the communication style of that chat. I can add reference documents that I can use in the future, and my knowledge sources, which is that space that you saw before. All right, so let's take a look at flows. So flows are the capability for everyday business users to automate the processes that they normally would do. Here, I'm gonna have it analyze and display our top moving products. I can type in EMEA so it can filter it. It will find the top moving products for me, give me some key findings, give me a summary. And in the next box, it will actually use this answer from that to actually tell me if my ads had an impact on each of those movers. So it's not just giving me bullet points from separate places, it's understanding that information and combining it. And then lastly, with our action connectors, I may want to just send that to Slack. I can check the message before I hit send. I can see it's sent, and we'll go over to Slack to take a look. Now here, I'm just spamming my general channel with all of this information. All right, so let's take a look at how that's built. In my editor, I have step-by-step on what I want the flow to do. I have my input. In my second box, I'm referencing what's input into that input box. My third is using the output from the second box. And then finally, it's using both of those outputs to create a summary and send that off to Slack. I also have a whole host of options here. I can use custom chat agents, web search, general knowledge. I can create images. The reasoning allows me to add logic to these steps. And I can use the quick suite knowledge bases, dashboards and topics. And I can have users upload documents if I want them to use their information. All right, so let's finally take a look at a dashboard here. So obviously dashboards have been around for a few years within QuickSight, but with the new action connectors, you get more value out of them than ever before. So here I'm gonna open up a Jira ticket directly from my dashboard. I'll pick my project, my issue. I can add a summarization that's coming from the dashboard itself. And I'll do the same thing with the description. You'll see it's using parameters to fill that information from the dashboard. I'll create that issue. You can see KAN 139 here. And then on our side, KAM 139. I can assign that to whoever needs it. All right, so I have just a few more slides and I'll hand it over to Giri. You can see some of the statistics we've gathered so far, the value that customers are seeing. I do want to take a second to talk about the NFL. The NFL has worked with AWS for years with next-gen stats. They're also been using the capabilities of QuickSuite to create an all-new fan experience. So they decided to give fans interactive visualizations during the combine. Each player's speed and strength in every drill was in the dashboard. And then same thing during the draft. So they created Draft IQ with personalized dashboards for each team. All told, over 1 million users went to those dashboards to actually see these stats. And now that speaks to the power of the serverless architecture of QuickSight, because it was able to handle all of that traffic without them having to manage the compute. Same thing with BMW. So BMW is using QuickSight in an embedded fashion in their cloud data hub. They have over 10 petabytes of data that they're using, and they have 460 data sources that they've combined together for this. And they're serving over 20,000 users every single day. And again, they're not managing the compute for it. It's all handled by Quick. And that's why we've introducing Giri from Intuit, because I'd love to have him talk about what he's done. Thanks, Giri.
Thank you, Doug and Neil, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Giriraj Pagdi. I'm from Intuit. At Intuit, I manage business intelligence platform. The story we're going to talk about our transformation, what we had done using Amazon QuickSuite. It is about how we're able to have democratizing at scale. Agenda. We're going to talk a bit about Intuit. We're going to go over our vision, our challenges, and success factors which we want to achieve. We're going to further deep dive on the transformation, the journey we traveled. And finally, we're reminding work with benefits and lesson learned. One of missions at Intuit is powering prosperity around the world. We are AI-driven platform, and we support small, medium business, consumers, and mid-market. We have 18,000 plus employees and across 7 countries and 21 offices. Data is pretty critical in our organization. And at BI platform, which we are part of data analytics team, my mission at the BI platform is to deliver AI-enabled BI platform, which can elevate the analyst experiences. In nutshell, provide AI and BI layer and unlock the AI potential. In order to do it, we had few challenges, which are into the 4 major buckets. First is barrier to insight. Ability to have insight generated interactively, especially on a complex, on a large data set. This results in lots of follow-up and follow-through. Second is incomplete insight. We have unstructured data from knowledge base, from docs, from text, from logs, ability to create the insight from the unstructured data. Third thing is managing platform at scale. I'm sure many of you can correlate that when you wake up in the morning, the dashboard is not being refreshed, or any of the extract has failed because underlying data has increased, or we need more capacity. And lastly, if we're able to generate insight, ability to take an action so that user don't have to go to multiple systems or click on multiple browsers to have a workflow. And we had some of the success factors which we want to achieve. Again, unlocking the AI potential. Number one, being have a scalable, reliable platform. Number two, insights for everyone, structured data and unstructured data, which can be self-service. And thirdly, ability to take actions. Imagine your dashboard, you can take the actions, you can have a chat agents, you may have a custom chat agents. So these were the critical success factors we want to achieve. To do that, we decided to move towards AWS Quick Suite, whereby we want to use the capabilities of the platform which can be provided. In order to do that, we did methodical runbook approach of transformation, a 4E approach of transformation. First was evaluation. We evaluated all the use cases which are required. Then align ourselves to a strategy which we want to achieve overall as an organization. Once evaluation is done, we focused on enablement part of the area. Here, we did multiple POCs, and from POCs, we had learnings so that we can pick up the use cases which we want to enable first and methodically drive towards the closure. Similarly, security is an important thing in an organization, having a right security built-in. Third thing, having a governance. Imagine you have built up a dashboard, and that dashboard has been not used for a while. How to provide governance in that area? How to provide operation excellence in that area? So we did a whole 9 yards of enablement. With that, we did education as well. Education to our community, education to our users, and various kind of forums we partner with AWS team, conducted office hours, so that we can understand all the feature set and enable our users. And finally, expansion. Expansion so that we can use agents at a large scale and having a large scale scalable environment deployed. I'll go back to evaluation a bit to talk more about it. Here, we understood the use case of customer success teams, our marketing use case, whereby they would like to have a dashboard summarization and also want to share the dashboard with other users using all the AI features. We did risk analytics, also went ahead and understood product analytics and platform use cases. Further, we really tried to understand what does a day of life analyst needs. For example, ability to drag and drop, ability to use Gen BI, ability to have a quick dashboard using natural language, ability to scale with a large data set, ability to have a structured, unstructured data and have a dashboard created. With this all follow me homes, whereby understanding use cases and the users, we came with 80 plus use cases across 8 different categories, which are core BI features, Gen BI, security, governance, cost, target state, integrating with third-party tools, and also resources ability. With it all the landscape, here is our architecture which looks like, whereby we have data coming from structured data and unstructured data, which is powered by AWS Quick Suite product. And we do have a dev environment, staging environment, and a production environment, whereby our admin users can create the dashboard and they can share it with the viewers. Similarly, they can run the chat agents, custom chat agents, and also do the research analyst. This all is powered by strong security, governance, audit, and also authorization, authentication mechanics. Some of the powerful features, going back to Doug's presentation, embeddings. We are using embeddings big time, whereby we create a dashboard and share with in our multiple portals within our systems. This provides a self-service capabilities. Similarly, topic Q&A, whereby we attach the topic to our data set and users are interactively able to use Q&A. This is a very powerful feature whereby we can avoid multiple dashboards getting created, because if there are complex data, multiple dashboards, multiple views, with the help of topic Q&A, the answers can be given interactively. Another self-service capability. Third is chat agents. Imagine you have a dashboard in which you can have our chat agents, custom chat agents, and also on the same space, you can have workflow automation build up so that we can integrate with all the third-party tools so that we can manage the change in data, monitor the data. A user don't have to go to multiple browser tabs. Important focus on education. Heavily we focus on education. Knowing our user base, doing training sessions, working with AWS on the use case understanding, creating a documentation, creating a champions within an organization so that they can go and explain more and more features. With all the exercise we did with enablement, evaluation, education, we could see our pattern increase on the number of dashboards. From January to now, the count has almost getting double. We could also see the users base, which are authors and viewers, getting increase. With that, we are also expanding. We are looking at autonomous agent. We also using a marketing use case whereby creating a data stories so that they can share across to where other marketing team. And also operation excellence is super critical, whereby building a health dashboard so that in the event of extract failure, we have a visibility real time to that area. As we expand, of course, cost will increase. So we are working on mechanics to have a charge back and governance. Imagine you have n number of dashboard being used, having a strong governance so that the dashboard which are not being used can be retired. Finally, benefits. We could see benefits in the 8 different buckets. We are unlocking the AI potential, able to have insights generated from structured, unstructured data, having a chat agents, and with the help of automation, reducing the time to have access granted. Any milestone we achieve, there's a lesson learned. I'll quickly recap on some of the major milestones. First one means start small and scale up big time. Use governance from the day one. Use AI to the largest potential. Spend a lot of time in understanding the use cases. And finally, share wins and success stories. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Over to you, we'll be back.
All right, thank you, Jerry. All right, thank you, Jiraj. All right, so let's close this out with a summary real quick. So a couple key points that we learned today was reimagining business intelligence. And so you guys saw all the framework of capabilities that you can do. So you can turn those answers into actions via flows and automate. And then you really heard from Jiraj on how to really create a data-driven organization. And the power of doing proof of technologies, proof of concepts, and how those can lead to production. Now, a couple different things here. So, it's all about those agentic teammates that can help you out. instantly move to answers, and then answers to actions. And then the important piece is this is all built on top of the security that you already built on top of AWS, as well as your other frameworks as well. Now, a couple different things. I'll just give it a couple seconds here for you to kind of take out your phones, scan the QR code. Please reach out to us via LinkedIn. We'd love to interact and provide further demos, if not assistance with proof of technologies as well. And then a couple other sessions. So there's going to be a multitude of quick suite sessions to attend. So there's chalk talks, there's breakout sessions as well. And then, yeah, feel free, if you want to meet, feel free to reach out to us on LinkedIn, and then we can get you set up with in the EBC, whether it's the Generative AI Lounge or a proper EBC as well. But thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it and hope you found value out of this. Thank you.